ఏం లేదు కీ కోసం ఫోన్ చేసింది. అదే విండోస్ ఆల్ట్ వచ్చిందిలే.
Hi everyone. Good morning and good evening. Before we start, any queries? Okay, right then, let's start for today. So in the previous session, we were discussing about auto provisioning related configuration. Under access control, user provisioning, and then we have seen up to maintain provisioning settings. Okay, let's continue from there. Next is maintain user defaults. So what exactly you mean by defaults? First thing. So when you go to, when you are creating a user in SU01, we have a tab called as defaults tab. So I think all of you are aware of this tab, right? Where we define the decimal notation, date format, time format, output device, personal time zone, etc. So mostly for every user, we define it as the same value, right? Unless and until if the organization is spread across the different time zones, then only the decimal format or date format will change according. Decimal notation will be same across the globe, but coming to date format, time format will differ according to the time zone. Okay. But in case if the client is located in only one location, they are concentrating in one location or one time zone. So then we will always define same defaults, same parameter, same thing, right? So when it is same value to be defined for every user, we can also automate it. What do you mean by automation? When GRC system is creating the user ID in the GRC, in the respective backend system, then itself we can define the defaults. What defaults should go into the system like this. Okay. So where do we define that? So when user is automatically created, where does system has to pick up the defaults? So two options we have. One option is either you give the option to the user himself. Where do we give the option for user himself? If you go back to that end user personalization, which is about the access form default one. Here already we have the defaults mentioned in this. You see here, logon language, decimal notation, date format, all these types. Start menu. Okay. So we are making visible so that the user can fill them when he is filling the access form by himself. So when I go to access form, under my profile, access request, and here we have user defaults, details tab. Under that we have defaults. So these things user can by himself fill it. Okay. Suppose this is one way, you can leave it choice given to the user, he can fill his own details. Otherwise, we can also push it from system by default from here. That is the first. This is the first choice. Second choice is this one, maintain user defaults. So I'm creating here new entry for my system, WLM client 200, means whenever user is created in this system, what is the start menu, logon language, English, what should be the time zone, what is the date format, output device, output immediately, true, or delete after output, etc., etc. I define them like this. So if you are defining for your system, if user is getting created in this system, it will follow these defaults and will be defined in the system. Okay. Same with the user group also. You can also set the user group. You can also set the parameters also in the same way. So there will be some default parameters we set for every users. User group is not default one because it has to, it differs from user to user, right? Depending on the team or depending on the department. So we cannot use this user group here, but parameters can be set because parameters will be common for most of the users. Okay. All of you clear about this step, maintain user defaults? Right. Next. maintain review rejection reasons. So this maintain review rejection reasons does not belong to access request one. It belongs under user access review. So we have different types of workflows, right? We have different types of workflows. So these different types of workflows, there is another, we have 10 types of workflows we have. Access request is one of them. And there is another category called user access review. I showed you in the beginning, right? So this particular step or this review rejection reasons is related to that particular workflow. So I will skip it for now. When we discuss about user access review, I can explain you this one. Right. So moving on to next one. Maintain password self-service. Okay. PSS. In short, we call it as PSS. Can anybody tell me, in the connector configuration, in out of the 5 steps, in one of the step, we have defined PSS. There is a activating the PSS step. So where exactly, in which step of connector configuration? Can anyone tell me?
I think in maintain connector settings.
Which step? Can you tell me the step number?
Fourth step.
4th step. Maintain connector settings. This is the 4th step. Yes, you're right. So here we have PSS, if you see all of you. For our system, we have already activated this one, WLM client 200. Okay. Now this related configuration we are going to do here now. Under this part, maintain password self-service. So they can ask you this question in an interview. Okay. So let me show you first of all how the application would be look like. Under NWBC, user has okay, let me enable that. It is disabled here. Okay. I'll show you again this. What did I do? Right. So under my profile, we have a link called as reset password. So which password we can reset? Which system password? Any guess?
GRC system password.
Come on again. Come again.
GRC system password.
User does not need GRC system password actually,
Okay.
because okay. So the main purpose of this is nothing but for any system connected to GRC. For any system connected to GRC, if user wants to reset the password, so let me go inside this link and show you. Reset password. Here you have first option, select system. So let me click on add system, and you can see my system name right here, WLM client 200. So how many systems I can see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 systems I can see. So where this list is controlled from, or why only 6 systems or exactly 6 systems are visible to me? It is controlled from the connector configuration step, 4th step. So if you see here in the 4th step of connector configuration, for how many systems this PSS was ticked here? You count the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the 6 systems that are visible to me under reset password. Means I can reset the password of all these systems on my own. The user can do his reset password on his own. Okay, is that clear, all of you? What is the importance of this tick mark here? I cannot see BMW client. If you see here list, I don't have BMW client here. The reason is we did not enable it. So hope all of you understood the importance of this step now. Maintain connector settings, PSS, where it will get impacted, and you know now. If you tick it, if you don't tick it, where is the impact? When you want to try a reset password, you cannot see that system. Okay. Now, so I can add my system here, like this system. This is my backend system, WLM client 200, submit. So here actually system will send a password. Password reset failed. No valid email ID maintained for user ID. Because we did not maintain for my ID, the email ID or the email configuration is not set properly here in practice system. So that is the reason it has it failed in sending the password. Otherwise, if email is properly configured, the system will reset the password of this user, GRC user 1, and will send a mail to the user. So in the mail, he will receive a password and he can log in with that password into the backend system. So understood now why we are calling it as password self-service. The user himself is able to reset the password, self-service. Understood the concept, all of you, how it works? So then, if the control is from that particular connector configuration step, what is this step about? Maintain password self-service. Here I can completely disable this also. Say for example, I go and if I delete the configuration here, whatever the configuration I have, if I delete it, system will not work for it. Suppose let me delete this, save it. Okay, there is no configuration done here. PSS global configuration values, I deleted the entry, everything. Now if I go back, click on reset password. So we need to delete all this as well. Select all, delete. Okay, I have done the complete deletion. Okay, I have done the complete deletion of it. Now we will reopen the page. NWBC, then reset password. Next, see here, it will throw an error saying that configuration is not done. First to do the configuration. So it is not working at all. So though you can see the steps on the top, like answer security questions, select system, I am unable to go to second step. I cannot see any questions below, but overall the configuration is not working. Okay, so if this link has to work for you, you need to do some configuration here. What is that configuration? Let us see now. Maintain password self-service. So first folder talks about PSS global configuration values. So click on new entries. So we are talking about authentication source. We have two authentication sources here. One is HR system, one is challenge response. What is the difference between the two? If you have a HR system in your landscape, you can choose HR system, like similar to case of HR triggers. HR triggers can be used when you have HR system only. Similarly, here authentication source we can define as HR system only when you have a HR system only. If you don't have HR system, we have no option. We have to go with challenge response. What is challenge response now? Challenge response is nothing but question and answer format. Like example, in previous, now we are getting a OTP. Suppose you forget your password for your Gmail. What is how do you reset your password? If you forget your password of your Gmail or Facebook, how do you reset the password? Has anyone tried recently?
It will ask some questions based upon old account.
Yeah. It will ask you some questions.
Yeah, otherwise mobile number.
Yeah. Something. Anything. It will ask you your some questions which you have set during the account creation questionnaire, because it is validating whether you are the person trying to reset the password or not. Because somebody else also can enter your email ID and say forgot password. It should not be easy enough for them to reset the password, right? So it will ask you the questions which you have set during the account creation, or it will ask you a mobile number where it can send a OTP, something like that. Similarly, challenge response is also similar format. What is the similar? Here OTP cannot be done, but we can register the security questions basically. During the account creation, what type of questions we can set. So that is the meaning of challenge response. Okay? Understood all of you? Okay. Next is PSS disable verification. When I say disable and I am selecting PSS, means what is the meaning of this? I am saying PSS disable verification. I am selecting PSS here. So what will happen now? What is the meaning of it? So we are, in simple words, we are disabling it. The meaning of it is disabling. So let us see what will happen if I disable like this. PSS disable verification. I'm saying I save it. Now let me open the page here. I refresh and then I click on reset password. Can you see that step initially answer security questions? That step is disappeared. Okay, understood all of you what is happening? Suppose in case if I say none, no, PSS disable verification, no, I say none means no, don't is equivalent to don't disable. I save it and refresh the page. Reset password. See again. GRC user 1. Questions have come up. This first tab, answer security questions, has come up. All of you getting my point here? What is happening? If we are disabling the verification or not? PSS disable verification. No, we said. Don't disable means system is enabling it. When I say all or yes, password self-service, it will disable it. Okay? Understood all of you this option? Name change we are not accepting. It is as good as equivalent to creating a new ID. But password self-service or all. So if you want to disable the questions, select none. Sorry. If you want to disable, select all or PSS here. You can check it if you are confused also. You save the values and see the result, what is happening. I want the questions, so I'm keeping none. I want the verification to happen. So that's why the questions are popping up now. The initial step, answer security questions. But where are these questions are coming from now? Where these questions are coming from? If you see, we have deleted all the questions here. If you see, challenge response questions, there are no questions at all. And there is no questions or question something. But because I am disabling it, I am able to see the questions now. So these questions are coming from, below we have something called register security questions. So for this user has already set some questions of his own, of the user. What is your date of birth? What is your employee ID? So those questions system is posing to you. When I click on reset password, what is your date of birth? What is your employee ID? Where is the system getting the questions from? From the user profile itself. User security, he has registered in this way. Register security questions. So we can define the questions of our own and define the answers here. So only we will know the question and answer. Nobody knows they may see the question here, but they will not know the answer, what you have set here. Because it was encrypted or it is not shown in. Okay. If you don't want the user to select their own questions, you can define it here from SPR. So how many questions you want? Number of questions 2, for example. I have kept 3. Number of attempts 3. Attempts means 3 times system will give chance to give the correct answer. So let us define the questions now. Challenge response questions. New entry. So what is your mother's maiden name? Okay, that's one. Next is, what is your first car or bike? New entry. What is your favorite So some questions have been set now. Okay. All of you clear to me, sir? Okay, let's say we take three questions. So these are called as admin questions. Okay, I save it. Now, so the setup, the configuration is done already. So we have enabled the challenge response means question and format. We have enabled the verification. How many questions? 3 questions. Number of attempts? 3. And what are the questions are here? We have a database of the questions. Okay, right? And that's it. This is no need. If you are using the first option as HR, then only the last folder has to be defined. In the first folder, if you are using the challenge response, just the challenge response questions have to be entered. So we are done with the configuration. Now, how it works when user logins in the first time, register security questions. No need. Directly go to reset password. Okay, I will delete this also, for example. See here, when the user is trying to register the questions, what question should be asked when he tries to reset the password? When he clicks on add, he has a choice of adding admin defined questions or user defined questions. So when I say admin defined, in the drop down, you cannot see those. In the drop down, he should see those questions which we have defined here. Let me check again. Anything missing? Okay, active. And admin defined. Okay. We don't know what is the problem coming here. for now let us define the user defined only. So when you are selecting user defined, you can type your own password, your own question and password. Add user defined question. So you can type the question, answer. Save it. So security questions registered successfully. So now you know the question and answer all of the here, right? Now when I go to reset password, because I said 3 questions have been posted to me. What is your date of birth? What is your employee ID? What is your mother name? So if you are entering exact answers of what you have registered earlier and click on next, system will allow. Otherwise what happens, if you are entering the incorrect question and answers, it will be locking. I think I already tried it twice. So 3 times. So actually we have 3 attempts to get this one. Now my ID is locked because it is a suspicious activity. Some other person is trying to log in here. Understood all of you? If you are exactly entering the questions, it will move to second step where you can select the systems and then you click on OK. The system will send a password to your email ID. Understood all of you? How it works. So we need to unlock the ID for this. See, you can see the ID, my ID. GRC user 1, number of unsuccessful attempts 3, locked. So I unlock the user. This admin will have access for unlocking. Unlocked successfully, close. So where can you do it? Under access management, access request administration, manage password self-service. So here you can search for the ID which was locked and then click on unlock user. So now you can tell the user again, you try again. Now. So if he is entering the correct password and this, it will work. Otherwise, let me try again. Entered and expected answer does not match. Okay, I have to reset my questions. Okay, I have changed my password. Okay, next. Something is wrong. It might lock again. Okay, it's okay, fine then. So if you are entering correct user ID password, you will be able to enter second step where select systems. In the select systems, you will be able to select the system for which you need to reset the password, and selecting the system, click on submit. The system will send you the link where you can see the password. Okay, all of you clear? So this option is useful where there are not using single sign-on, and there are a lot of systems, backend systems connected to GRC. It is very hectic for a security consultant if they come to you for reset passwords for multiple systems. If there are 10 systems connected to GRC, imagine if a user wants to reset the password of all systems, it will be hectic for us, right? So instead, we can enable this feature called password self-service, so the user can himself do that activity. Okay? Is it clear, all of you? So try this when you are practicing it. So now most of the companies are shifting towards a single sign-on. So I think this may be disabled. Right, let's move on to the second one now. Maintain CUA settings. So what exactly is maintain CUA settings? What do you mean by CUA? Anyone can answer me?
Central user administration.
Yeah. Central user administration. What is the purpose of this central user administration?
To centralize the concept.
What is the use of this? Where do we use this CUA? No one?
If you have multiple systems, administrators can move to the CUS system.
Yeah, purpose. What is the purpose? What will happen when you have a multiple systems?
Yeah, we can assign the roles from CUS system itself to the respective systems.
We can assign the roles. We can create the user from central user administration from one system, central system. That it will save you a lot of time in, especially from user administration point of view. So before GRC came into existence, this was one tool, CUA, which will save your time in creating the user administration part. So from diagrammatic representation, so this is how it works. You have a CUA center from where we can push the user into ECC, BW, finance, CRM, etc. Okay. So now let us imagine a particular client is using CUA already. And then on top of this, they want to implement GRC now. Okay. Understood the condition what I'm telling you? The client is using already CUA, where all user administration activities are performed in CUA system. Like that, what is the meaning of it? If I want to assign a role in ECC, I don't log in into ECC. I log in into CUA. In CUA, I assign the role in ECC. So that is how we are controlling it from central. Now, when client is already using it, on top of it, they want to use implement GRC. So you need to take care of two things. So in access form, when we fill the access form, if user is selecting ECC role, where the user will be created and where the role will be assigned. In GRC role, if ECC role is selected, where the user will be created.
User will be created in CUA system, right?
No, I'm asking without CUA. If CUA is not there, where the user will be created?
In backend, in ECC.
If CUA is there,
In CUA.
yeah, understood the difference, all of you. Without CUA, the user is directly created in ECC. If CUA is there, the user has to be created in CUA, so that from there it is again pushed to ECC respectively, wherever backend it is. So how can we control this now? When auto provisioning is happening, the system should not create in ECC, system should create in CUA. How can you control this? Whereas if you talk about FFID concept or risk analysis, I want to directly do it from ECC. Only when it comes to user creation, it should be done in the CUA system. All of you understood the concept, what I'm trying to. So that control can be done through integration scenarios. All of you remember the integration scenarios? Question to all of you now. How many integration scenarios are there?
Under access control, we have four,
Total, how many we have? Integration,
five,
total 5.
five,
Yeah. Yes. Under access control, how many?
four.
4,
Under process control, how many?
1.
1. Now, can you name the 4 integration scenarios under access control?
Yeah, AUTH and
Yeah.
PROV and ROLMG and next SUPMG.
Right. Correct. Suppose if I don't integrate with SUPMG, what will happen with my
EA,
connector?
yeah,
Yeah. Sorry, come
it's
again. If I don't with the SUPMG, what will happen?
it's related to EAM, right?
Yeah,
That
EAM. What?
yeah,
Cannot configure file factor ID.
yes,
So can I say that concept will not work? FFID concept will not work.
yeah, definitely. If not
If I
configure, how can
if I don't integrate with the PROV, what will happen?
it's related to ARM? That work is not done.
What work will not be done?
Auto browsings and
Okay, now
automated.
okay. So all of you understood, right? What is the importance of integration scenarios? Now I want what my question is. I don't want auto provisioning to happen in ECC. I want auto provisioning happen to CUA. So how will you how will you do that? All of you just said the answer. I don't want auto provisioning to happen in ECC. So what should I do?
PROV will connect to CUA.
No, I think integrated scenario not integrated that PROV. On top of that, we are GRC system implemented, right? Defaultly system takes UA, I think.
So don't integrate ECC connector with PROV. Understood all of you? The statement? Don't integrate PROV integration scenario with your ECC system. Then with which system you will integrate? There is another connector called C2, which is between GRC and CUA. So C2 will be configured with only PROV. Suppose imagine C1 is the connector called between GRC and ECC. C2 is the connector between GRC and CUA. So with the C1, we integrate AUTH, ROLMG, SUPMG. Whereas with C2, we integrate only with PROV. Understood all of you how to achieve this? So two RFC connections will be there. One for ECC, one for CUA. So hope you all understood. If no questions means, okay, fine. So that is the setting you have to do for if you have CUA. On top of that, coming back to here, maintain CUA settings. What you need to do here is, you need to inform this GRC which is a CUA global system. So here in this folder, you need to write the name of the system name, which is your CUA system. I cannot see here because we don't have CUA implemented. Similarly, go to under CUA model distribution. Under this folder, maintain all the child systems here. So that system will understand, GRC will understand which is CUA and which are how many are child. Is that clear, all of you? So just you need to mention the CUA global system name here and the child system names in the CUA model distribution. That's it. No other setting we have to do. Any questions regarding this step? Maintain CUA settings. Okay. Now coming to the last step under user provisioning, which is called as activate user logon, end user logon. What is this about? It's basically a service. This T code, what we came here is SICF T code. So it's a SICF. Okay, what is this about? Let me talk about an end user. As an end user, for what purpose the end user will log in into GRC?
To fill access request form.
Services.
One is access request form. Yeah, correct. Is that the any other activity other than other filling the access form?
To create user.
I'm talking about end user. Think about end user who is working as a financial clerk, financial accountant. What they will do logging into GRC. One already to answer is pressed answer, right? Filling the access form. So why do they fill the access form? To create their own ID, right? They want ID in the SAP or they want some additional roles in SAP. That's why they will raise a form, access form in GRC. Nobody? So the only purpose of any end user logging into GRC is my home tab under access, this one, and then under my profile, these are the things: reset password, request status, access request. This is the main folder, my profile. Correct? Yes or no? Other than this, any other use is there or not? Create and track your access request, view your access assignments, and manage your security settings. That's the purpose. Okay? So suppose, imagine now, just for this purpose, just to fill the access form, reset password, let us imagine I have a 10,000 users in my organization. Okay? And SAP will charge license cost for all those 10,000 users. And what is the cost we are paying? Minimum some around $300 to $500 per annum per user. So if there are 10K users, means imagine what would be the cost. So 10K into 300, that would be the cost just to have a user ID in the GRC system, right? So this was complained to SAP. A lot of clients complained to SAP. This cannot be accepted. So we don't want this to happen, something like that. So SAP came out with a solution. No need to create users in GRC, and still user can submit access form in GRC. Understood, all of you? Don't create, no need of user existing in GRC. But if user don't exist in GRC, how can they log in into GRC page? Okay. So that is the concept of end user logon here. So end user logon is a setup, a small configuration we need to do. When you complete this configuration, so this is the link. Let me open this link. I have to go into web browser and just open this link. Not responding. Let me open from here. Test service. So it's just blocking. Okay, let me try again. Test service. Yep. So this is the link. When you open that link, just user has to enter the user ID. My user ID is grc user1, and then click on log on. See how it looks like. Access request creation is one page, one link, and then my profile is another, where you can create a request here, and then where you can reset your password, etc. Do these things here. This is freely given to every user by SAP. But if you want this to happen, when user clicks on access request, by default, the user can submit for self. So by self means he can submit for himself by adding the roles, etc. This is free of cost now. No need of creating a user ID in GRC. Even without the user ID don't exist in GRC, still the user can access this link just by entering the user ID and access this page and submit the form. Understood all of you the concept of this one? So for this to enable, we have to do a small configuration. So I'll be sending you a document for it. So how the page looks like and how to enable this concept. So you have to just follow the document and do as it is. So let me show you the document once. Yeah, end user logon. So just follow the document and you can enable it. So there are some services activation, some SBRO config. As it is, you follow the documentation step by step. It's a self-explanatory document. So most of the clients are implementing this now because they don't want to pay any license cost, and also it will reduce our time also. Instead of creating each and every user in the system, we can allow in this way to the user. Okay, I'll send you this document today. So when you have time, you can configure this in your system, practice system. So that's the purpose of the last step here. Activate end user logon under access control and end user provisioning. It's a service name only here, but we have some additional config. Sometimes it may not work with additional config. with the basic one. It is not working here now. So we need to check the steps, all the steps. So that's all about the steps of user provisioning. So we will enter into workflow tomorrow. We will start workflow configuration tomorrow. So whatever the data we have used, like request numbers, all those stuff we will be using in our workflow concept. Okay. Any queries for today? Okay, right then. Thanks all of you. See you all tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.